you guys are just all a handsome group of people. I guess I got to say that. And I always respect, and I just want to say it, you come to the spiritual gym, right? It's not the spiritual place that tells you everything that you already want to believe. It's a gym. It's a workout. And I just respect every one of you who's willing to come in here and do this work. This last few weeks, we've seen what a world looks like with less love for each other, haven't we? It's not been an easy time. There's a tradition in Jewish rabbis. Jesus was a Jewish rabbi. He grew up a Jew. He was a Jew his whole life. Best understanding of the metaphor of his life is he's a rabbi, a teacher. Someone came to him one day and said, "Teacher, break down all your thinking of spirituality into like one line." Jeff talked about it last week. He said, "Love God." I could spend 3 years trying to parse that one out because that's a complex phrase. And then he said, "And love your neighbor as yourself." The as yourself part, Trevor actually has spent a lot of time thinking about that. I'm going to have him come up here in these days and talk a bit more about it. Today I want to focus on love your neighbor. Why that line? Now, you already heard from Jeff, the Bible wasn't written in English. So love is a translated word. It was originally written in Greek. There's actually 4 words that we translate love in Greek, 4 different words that all mean something a bit different. So when I hear love your neighbor, I already just go to, I love my wife. That's not what it's getting at. The word they're translating is agape. Agape is translated this way: the quality of warm regard for and interest in another. Kelty already preached it, didn't she? Curiosity for others. Warm regard for others. And I don't know about you, but oftentimes, if I haven't met the other group, whatever the other group is, whatever's different from me, my brain kind of makes a caricature of it. Oh, they're like that. They do these things. And so the quality of my love is lesser because I don't know. I'm not being mean. It's not because it's just I don't know. I'm ignorant. And when we talk to you guys, you're in the same way. It's like, oh, that group I don't really know, so I don't really know what to do with them. I don't know how to love them well. And so for years now, we've had a series called Love Your Neighbor. Agape your neighbor. Get to know your neighbor. Hold them in warm regard. Learn how to love them better. You don't need to be in love with them. Friend church, you cannot like people. That's what it works. But we act lovingly towards them. And let's be honest, sometimes the them, the group, that's us. And we're hoping that the world around us loves us. Most of us don't fit traditional church anymore. Maybe you never did. Wouldn't it nice to have agape from that group? Now at Friend Church, we don't make black and white statements. It's not how we roll. We think spirituality is often in the gray. So when we say love your neighbor, it's not love your neighbor at all costs and be a martyr. It's I and them in balance. Figuring out who are they and who are we. And then find some we where we can live together in balance. That's what we're trying to do here today. Now, I have some caveats of what we're not here to do today. I want to be very clear. Can you throw up the first one for me, Amber? We are not making moral statements about another group or about our group. If you disagree with the group of people that I'm talking about, if you don't think that that's a right way to live, I'm not trying to say that you're immoral. That's not the conversation we're having today. This is a conversation about being loving. Throw up the next one for me. This is not a political issue. Dave, actually, the sign you see in that says all people are welcome, That was Dave. He saw it. Where did you see it originally? A little antique store in Mount Dora, Florida. And he was like, this is Friends Church. The other day he sent me a note. He's like, we need to put all politics are welcome as well. Isn't that great? This is also not a political conversation. This isn't about how we handle different groups of people in policy. That is not this conversation. All people are welcome. Agree? Disagree? Welcome. Doesn't matter which way you vote. Welcome. We just ask that you act lovingly. One more for me, Amber. This isn't a Friends Church. Well, that was poor wording on my part. What I meant to say was, I am not making a position statement on Friends Church. This isn't like a Friends Church says, because we are Friends Church. And we're all different. We had a great conversation about that this morning. We're all different. We live out our spirituality different. We take water differently. So this isn't if you're part of Friends Church, therefore you must. That's not this conversation. This is about getting to know, so we act loving. Do I have another one up there, Amber, or is that it? Oh, yeah, everyone's welcome no matter where you are on this issue. This is not an issue conversation. This is a humanity conversation. One human to another human. Trying to navigate our lives through our unique spirituality. And we're trying to figure out how to love each other better. Is that all I have up there? One more. That one's self-explanatory. Okay. The other thing is we've been talking the last year about parts. Parts are kind of like voices in our heads that want to say certain things. Today, as we talk, be mindful of the parts. If you have a part that shows up that says, that person's really different, that makes me uncomfortable, okay, that's fine. Those parts are welcome. We just handle them well. Thanks, part. I know they're a little different, a little scary. That's okay. Appreciate you, but I'm still here. If you have a part that says, we shouldn't talk about this group, we should talk about that group, that's okay. We're welcome to those parts too. So just be mindful of the parts that show up. Bring curiosity to them. Oh, wonder why that part's talking right now. Ooh, that one got you a little triggered. What just happened? What happened? What did they say? So that we're not run by our parts. We're run by ourselves. And for Friend Church, we're run by love. So with that in mind, let's take a deep breath. Can I get a big Friend Church welcome for Yanni? Yanni,
hello.
Thanks for coming today.
Absolutely.
You've been here for many years, so it feels like weird to say come today because you've been volunteering at the back for years.
It's true, yes.
But they don't know you quite as well as I do. Yanni Hall.
Yes.
Where are you from? Give me a backstory.
I'm originally from the States. I'm from Ohio in the Midwest.
Nice. What is Ohio like?
A lot of cornfields.
Flat?
Yeah, pretty flat, yeah.
Okay.
And then you hit the few major cities, and that's about it.
Are you from a big city?
No, I'm from a small village.
A village?
It's called the village of Bremen.
Wow.
Yes.
So none of us have ever been there?
No.
None?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Family?
Yeah, so my family's all pretty much right there.
Okay.
I've got 2 siblings. I was raised pretty much by my grandparents, and they live just down the street from my mother.
Okay. So single mother then?
Kind of, yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Complex?
Yes, very complex.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your grandparents. It's lovely that they raised you.
Yeah, so they really stepped up to the plate and helped my mother out. She works as an ER nurse night shift, so we would stay with them frequently.
Okay.
They raised us in the church, my siblings and I. They took us to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday, anytime the doors were open.
Okay.
Yes.
Like church.
Yes.
And like Friends Church style church or what?
No, very evangelical, very to the Bible. It is what it says, and that's
So-
it. There's no room for questioning.
No. And like, how do they give us a kind of a landscape? I'm not from, I just forgot where you're from again.
Ohio.
I keep getting the wrong state. Long story short, one time I mixed this up going across the border. That was a long body search I had from getting that one mixed up. That's a separate issue altogether. But I still can't get it. Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio. Okay. What does conservative evangelical church in Ohio feel like?
What's it feel like? Everyone looks like me. Everyone's white.
Okay.
It's very conservative, and you just don't really push the boundaries. You
Okay, so-
stay in your place.
Everyone agrees. Does it kind of extend to social issues? Or is it completely like the Bible says X, therefore we do that?
It's very much by the Bible.
Okay.
They make very absolute statements, and that is that.
Okay, so there's no room for like
There's no room for questioning.
Okay.
Like,
straight down the
Yes.
middle. Okay. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the queer community, just so you know. How did your church growing up feel about the queer community?
the words that I heard about it were, it's a sin against God and it's an abomination.
Whoa.
So
That's
they
a
had
word.
very strong stances on it.
Abomination.
Abomination. Yes.
Wow. Did you know any kids growing up that were...
No, I also went to a private Christian school through grade 6.
Oh.
So I was very, very deep within the church. Like it was everything.
Everything.
It was everything.
So you're in a school that's part of your church. Pretty much everything you hear is their
Yes.
ideology.
Yes.
And queer is an abomination.
Yes.
Okay. Let me put that aside for a second because I want to bring another character in. I'm going to fast forward you to grade 12.
Yes.
When did you meet your husband? Jeremy's here as well. There we go.
I met Jeremy in grade 10.
Grade 10?
Yes.
High school sweetheart.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. And do you remember the first time you saw him?
So our first real interaction was we had gone to a evangelism conference on how to convert other people.
Well, that's tricky. Okay.
And we were both relatively shy and quiet, and we happened to sit across from each other when we went out for dinner with
Okay.
the youth group. So that was kind of the first thing, and we clicked.
And what was your first thought about him?
I don't really have many thoughts about it. I mean, I told him that the French onion soup was good.
That was the extent of
That
the
was
flirting?
pretty much the extent of it. I never really had a strong interest in anybody romantically.
So this time of your life, dating wasn't really a thing?
No, it
Okay.
didn't really intrigue me.
But for whatever reason, that big hunk of man over there was like...
It
Or not
started a
even-
great friendship.
Oh.
Yeah. So we actually ran in somebody, and neither of us can remember who, told him that I liked him, and somebody told me that he liked me. And we got each other's phone numbers, and that was kind of it.
You're dating now?
Oh, yeah, we texted for, quite a while, and it was like around the clock. Like we'd stay up really late and text, just
So
building
just
a great friendship.
friendship first.
Yeah.
Okay. How long did the friendship last before you started to...
To be fair, I don't even remember making it official. It
Oh.
just kind of evolved into that.
Okay.
You know, he brought him out and he met my family. My siblings loved him,
Okay.
and he fit right in.
Nice. And so when you think of him through this time, you said there's a core of friendship. Like best friend?
Yes,
Ah.
absolutely.
And that feels like it stayed through the whole...
Absolutely, yes.
So when you think of your best friend,
Yes.
it's him. I love your smile about him. He's smiling too. Okay. I think you went to grad together. Isn't that what you told me?
Yeah.
Did you go to high school grad? Is that a
No,
thing?
we went to separate high schools. He was still at the Christian school, and I had been in public school at that point.
Oh, so
Yes.
he was still you were outside.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, going to the public school, did that give you a bit more view?
It was a big eye-opener. It was everything I had never seen.
Like what?
Hearing kids curse all the time, fighting, like just anything. Like it was nothing that I had been in my worldview before.
Okay, even your eyes. Were like,
Yeah,
that
it terrified me, honestly.
Really?
It really did, because I didn't know what I was getting into
Okay.
or what I was put into.
So at this point, you've grown up. What gender did you identify with during this period of your life?
I was born female,
Okay.
and that was just kind of it. It just was.
She, her.
Yep.
You looked like a girl, talked
Yep.
like a girl, walked
Yep.
like a girl.
Yeah.
Felt okay being a girl.
Didn't really question it. It just was.
Okay. So it's kind of, yeah, this is just who I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had never really questioned anything about it. It just, I was told that, and that was that. There was no room to question it in my worldview.
Had you ever seen somebody different? Somebody who was maybe trans, or had you seen any of this even at this point in your life?
No.
Really?
I really hadn't. I had been told that it was wrong, and that was kind of it. And, you know, it's from a small farming community, so there wasn't a bunch of diversity.
Okay. And in your community growing up, if you didn't fit in the group, what happened? Like small town, small everything? Abomination stuff?
I mean, you know, there were always a few outliers within the school, but it was just kind of, oh, that's just so-and-so. That's just how it is.
Gotcha. Okay, so you and your husband, you get married.
Yes.
Okay. You guys become very much part of the church.
Yes.
And you and another couple actually decided to start a new church here in Calgary.
Correct.
How did they get from Ohio to here? What was that? You got it right. Thank you, Trevor. I got it right. Yes. How did we get, why here?
So the Southern Baptist denomination is here in Alberta.
Right. I went to their seminary first.
Yes.
Class. Yeah.
Yes, and that's actually where Jeremy got his, went to seminary as well.
Okay.
And they had a big drive to bring more churches. And they wanted to bring more churches, and Calgary was one of the places they wanted to bring more churches.
Okay. So they kind of said, hey, come over here, plant a church.
Yep.
Overall, how did that experience go for you guys?
You know, we thought it was great at first, and slowly we started to see the cracks but we didn't quite realize what they were, because this was something new,
Okay.
and it kind of eventually just all fell apart, and we left the church.
Okay, so let me just put you guys, you're still look male, look female.
Yes. Yes.
That all looks pretty normal.
Yes.
He's finishing school here at the Southern Baptist Seminary. Is just another word for a master's degree for religious education. We use the word seminary. I'm not sure why we use that word, but we do. Same with divinity school. If anyone says divinity school, that's what it means. So you guys are here, but you have only visas for school.
Yes. He had a visa for school, and then he received a post-graduation visa.
Okay.
And then I had a work visa tied to his.
So for the first time in your life, you're not in small town. You're living in Calgary. You're not part of the Southern Baptist Church that you were part of. You're living in Cochrane.
Yes.
And you're just working. He's going to school.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you start to see in the world? It seems like this is the first time you're in the big city.
It really kind of turned our world upside down leaving the church, because it was all that we had known. And we really believed that's where we were supposed to be.
Right.
So, you know, we were really hurt, and we just didn't know what to do.
And so what did you do?
Well, we just kept chugging along until we found Friends Church, because we weren't sure we would ever land back in a church again because of what had happened, and
Okay.
we weren't sure that we would be welcome anymore.
Tell me about the diversity you started to see in this part of your life. Up until then, you said at home it was nothing, abomination language. We're it's pretty hardcore. You now leave this church. What do you start to see in the world around you?
One of the biggest things is I had seen that my world was better with more diversity in it. As I met other people that were different than me, that thought differently, that could give insight on different topics that I knew nothing of outside of the church.
So was there a shock? Was my thought would be whoa, that's different. Or was there a sense of, wait, there's something kind of cool here?
I think it was that. I thought it was really cool, and I loved it because I had learned that it was so much better than coming from this tiny little town that you could only think one way. I was happier. I was learning more, and I felt like I was growing as a person.
Now tell me when you started to figure out there's trans in the world.
So during the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, spent more time online and met new friends that were queer, that identified as trans or a different way than myself. And I really liked it. I thought it was amazing. I saw their joy And it brought joy to me
How so?
because I was able to slowly start to actually find myself, that it wasn't everything that I had been taught only by their rules. There was more.
Did you at some point figure, wait a second, the box I was in, I don't think I fit in that box? How is that to go through?
It's terrifying. It's a complete undoing of who you thought you were to find who you really are.
What were you terrified of?
The unknown,
Okay.
the change,
Yeah.
people's reactions.
Okay. How would go back to your grandparents, how would they have reacted? Do you think, in your mind?
They wouldn't react positively.
Okay.
This, it doesn't align with their worldview, and they're not looking to include it in their worldview.
So abomination is the word that would fit there as well?
Yes.
Okay. But there's something, so you have all this social pressure that's saying, don't, stay in the group. You're married, so there's that pressure. But on the other side, you have this pressure that's kind of like, wait, I feel this other way of being. I loved that. So I met with Yanni at TQ a couple weeks ago. And at one point they said, Vince, you keep talking about trans as negative. You have to see the joy of trans. Tell me when you felt the joy of trans.
I remember at first it was just relief. When I realized that I wasn't what I thought I was. When I realized there was more to me, and that was okay. That it wasn't an abomination, that I was allowed to be myself. It brought joy. A joy that I never thought that I would find, or that I even knew was available to find.
So it's kind of like, I'm living in a black and white world. This is the first time I can see in color.
Yes.
We're sitting in DQ. They're here for medical reasons. They have to go back and live in Ohio. And I remember Yanni saying, when I'm going to go back, and it's like your whole face dropped and you just turned black and white in front of me.
It terrifies me. It really does, because I have found a joy getting to be myself that's like no other. And I know that going back to the States, going back to my family, they won't accept me for who I am. So I have to kind of tuck Yanni away for a little bit. And it's heartbreaking to know that the people that you love and have loved you don't actually love you. My grandparents did a lot for me as a kid, but knowing now that they're not ready to love this version of me and might never be ready to love this version of me is heartbreaking.
Does it feel like you could show them the real you?
Not safely, no.
No. Okay. I want to back up and tell a bit of another part of the story. You're here, the church is disconnected, he's in school, you're starting to feel, wait a second, there's this transness in me, there's a wider palette in my expression that's starting to bring joy in my heart. But I'm married to a man, he's married to a woman. WTF. What do we do with that action? Tell me the moment where that shifted for you. Because from what I understood, and there's two reasons I want to tell the story. One, the non-binary component we're going to get to, but it's this component. As you did this in front of us all, I was like, they stayed married. It wasn't my transness against my relationships. You guys navigated that together.
We did. Like I said, Jeremy's my best friend. He's been my best friend for years. And when we left the church, we lost that sense of community. And even in exploring myself, I was terrified of losing him, because that was the last thing that I had at this moment, was him. And he actually one day pulled me into the office and looked at me and said, "I'm bisexual." And the relief, the relief still that just washes over me that, okay, then we're good.
Did he know
No.
your reaction?
I don't think so, no.
So he's shaking his head. He was coming in going, this could be bad.
Fair.
Let me check in. Abomination, bisexual abomination? Okay, so bisexual fits in abomination too.
Yes, anything that deviates from straight, cis, heteronormative is bad.
So
we were
he's
taught.
coming in like to his best friend saying,
Yep.
I'm not who you think I am.
Yes,
I hope you'll still love me.
yes.
And your reaction was,
We had both been hiding these pieces of ourselves in this discovery. I didn't quite have the words at that time for what. I just knew there was something else.
there was like an expansiveness.
There was just more, and it was just I hadn't found the words for it. And when he said that, it was like, okay, no matter what the next step is, he'll still be by my side.
Sorry, I don't know why, but you guys calling each other best friends is getting my emotions up. Okay. Focus, Clausen. Okay, so we have the moment where he's like, this might all go to shit, and the reaction from you is an expansiveness.
Yes.
There's room now.
Yes.
What was the first moment where you stepped into not just expressing yourself as a girl?
I don't know, because there's kind of two steps. It was, I think the first step would have been just having everybody call me Yanni and leaving my legal name behind.
Okay.
I still love my legal name.
Okay.
It just doesn't fit me right now.
Okay.
So Yanni's been a better fit. And so starting kind of just that little bit of, well, I'll let people call me Yanni, see how that feels.
And that was a nickname, if I remember correctly.
It
right?
is, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not a name that nobody knows. It's like,
No.
people use.
It was given to me by some close friends, and it stuck, and I really liked it.
Okay. And it felt like that was a better fit for this
It did, yeah.
fuller expression.
Yes.
When you go back to Ohio now, will you use Yanni or will you use a different name?
I'll use my legal name.
Don't say it because I've got Yanni in my head and I don't want it. Two names in my head is bad for me.
No, I'll go back to using my legal name.
Okay.
My siblings know, and they'll use that when we're not around family or whatever. And all of my friends are respectful of it and use Yanni, but they also know that my family doesn't know. And so, they're very careful about that as well.
So first expression, I'm going to use my nickname, but no one knows what it is. What was the first expression of maleness, what we traditionally call maleness? What was that for you?
I don't know, because there's just different little aspects that I just started sprinkling in along the way, and whatever I found that I like and stuck.
Really?
Because there's just a little bit of anything, like, I don't know specifically what little thing, like it just kind of, it slowly evolved.
Okay.
And as, I would find another little piece and I would become more comfortable, it would just become more natural.
So it's kind of like, this is the box. You just kept adding to the box.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, this. Oh, hey, this.
It was whatever I liked. I mean, when I realized that I didn't have to live within the limits of what I was taught, that there was so much more that I could expand to and bring in that brought me joy.
Like, why go back in the box?
Exactly. Why? I'm happier.
Yeah. That's what again, the joy of trans.
Yes.
For you, this was like, and again, remember, when I first realized you're switching pronouns, that took a long time for my brain to add a third chunk in my brain. That took a while. Thank you to Jeremy for correcting me 1,000,000 times. But up until this point, I only knew 2 chunks. And when someone was trans, they switched chunks. And that one made sense to me because it fit the chunks I was familiar with. You blew the whole thing apart and was like, no, we get all the chunks.
I didn't want to choose. I don't like making choices.
Okay.
So why not just take a little bit of everything?
As you kind of, grew female or expressing yourself female, the male part of the palette, what kind of stuff was that for you?
It was just a whole new palette to enjoy. Like
Your face just lights up.
It was. There were so many more things that I had been told, no, that's not allowed, or
Okay.
things that I couldn't do because that's for men. That's for boys, and
Right.
it was. Well, no, I want that.
You told me this hilarious story. You said you have a condition called PCO.
I have PCOS, yes.
What does that mean again?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
So What does that mean again?
So it's an endocrine disorder. My hormones are out of whack.
Okay.
They've often been out of whack.
So your body probably has more testosterone than
It has,
traditional.
yes.
Okay. So you told me the story about I used to have some hair growth in my.
I had a patch of hair that was right here.
From PCOS.
Yes, and that was kind of one of the earlier steps that I stopped plucking that.
Because as a girl, it's like bad.
Yeah, facial hair was bad. That's a no-no. We don't want people to see that.
Right.
No. And I felt like that was one of my first little acts of what I viewed as defiance at the moment.
I'm not in the box. I'm not plugging that sucker anymore.
It hurt, and I didn't like doing it, so I wasn't going to do it anymore.
That makes a lot of sense. As you've expressed yourself in that part of the palette, traditionally male, do you find, like, how do you know which part of the palette you're going to play in that day? Does it kind of move around? Does it?
I think it can. Currently, I'm more in my masculine side because that's not welcome back home.
Okay.
So I'm fully embracing that.
So you're kind of like, let's get this, let's do this.
Because the first initial reaction was kind of reject the whole feminine side. I had dealt with that for 20 years. I was done. I was ready to move on.
Okay.
Like, no
Did
more.
you think you were trans male?
No, I never really claimed that. I always claimed non-binary.
For whatever reason, I didn't want to do that, but I didn't want to let it, that's still part of me.
Yeah, it was, I don't have a real reason. It's that innate, we just know.
Yeah.
I just knew that, no, I'm not really a man, but I'm also not a woman.
Okay.
I'm just in the gray in between.
Well, and it's not even in between, it's all of it.
Well, yeah.
It's
in
like the full
between and all.
palette.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's whatever I want it to be.
Yeah. How did that freedom, like now that you feel more free, what does it do to you?
Oh, I have so much more joy. Joy that I never thought that I would find is mine now. And I get to find the joy in whatever little ways I decide.
Right.
And there's no shame around it anymore. Because I was so ashamed of it because I had been told that it was bad, it was wrong. And now I just don't care.
That's why maybe I'm sad for you that as you go back, you have to put that away.
I am too. But I also know that I have safe places and people that will still pour into me and love me as Yanni and for who I am, and will hold me lovingly when I can't handle my family anymore.
Even being from one box and never moving from the box, family's tough.
Yes.
Friend Church, we talk a lot about inspiring our community to take water. What does taking water look like in your transness now? Now that you're not stuck in a box, you have a bigger box.
For me, it's been showing up visibly queer. You know, it's showing up and showing other people and others that might be still in the closet or still questioning that this is okay, that you're welcome to exist as you are, and people will still love you. Like, your world does change, but it doesn't have to completely be taken away.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep getting emotional, but things you're saying are hitting me hard today. So to be for them what you didn't have growing up.
Yes, because, visibility is important. When you don't see, you don't know. You can't learn. And when you see it, it can spark that curiosity to learn more. That maybe somebody seeing my husband and I holding hands will make them feel okay, even just for a little bit. Because I've seen that, and every time it makes me smile. And there's a little bit that, okay, it's rough out there, but it's not all bad.
Yeah. We have an agenda here. You're part of Friend Church, but you're also a subset of Friend Church. And what we always want to find out is, how do we love better? So how do we love you? How would someone love you better?
Just keep showing up. Just keep asking questions, and just keep loving. Because we're really not that different than anybody else. It's that simple. We're here.
Yeah. That's what I loved about your story, even with Jeremy, it's like, we could just switch me and my wife into it. Like, it's just these, like, we're same. There's this little piece over here that's different and it brings you joy. But most of us are just same.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is, show up. Let you show us the broadest spectrum of the palette you're playing with. And love you for it.
Yeah.
It's even shown me, like as I've talked to you, again, I only knew trans the other side. I never spent time with non-binary. And so it's like, yeah, why do we have these boxes? My box fits pretty good, but am I stuck in a box? Is there more to the palette to play?
That's okay. I mean, some people are happy in their box, and that's where they belong, and that's okay. It's really just accepting yourself for who and how you are.
Yeah.
It's no longer fighting anything. For me at least, it's not fighting it. It's embracing it and enjoying myself.
How has this embracing impacted your spirituality? Because you grew up in this abomination part, right?
Yes.
That's a little tricky.
It brought peace. Before, things like that, it instills fear and shame. But letting go of that fear and shame brings peace for me. It brings a stillness that it's no longer, oh no, what have I done wrong? It's, okay, I can just be. I'm just Yanni. Like, that's it. It's just, there doesn't need to be more than that. Like,
yeah. As you look at this crowd, there's a little piece of uniqueness inside of each of them. Is your message to them, embrace that piece inside of you, whatever that is?
I mean, yeah, be yourself, and you don't have to be defined by male or female. Like, you can do whatever you want, and you can find the joy in it. Or maybe you're happy exactly how you are, and that's okay too, because that's Jeremy. Jeremy is completely comfortable with himself and all of that. And he's also comfortable with just letting me be me, however that looks.
I love that you guys navigated that together. Best friends from the beginning, best friends still. I love that you show us that the palette is broad. Thank you. Folks, big round of applause. Can I hug you?
What? Yes.
Thank you. Whew. That one got all the feels going, didn't it? May we love skillfully. May we love ourselves skillfully. And may we be a safe place where everybody is welcome, no matter what. Amen? Thanks, everybody. Let's do it.